The best way to connect with new people from a company I want to work for via LinkedIn and create referrals for the application? Also, how can I best add value to this transaction? Um, so, I'm going to answer the second part first. For how to add value to the transaction, be forthright. Don't pretend that you're chatting people up. Um, Paintbrush Hero, I don't think that's showing up because you're not a mod, but I can bring up the question stuff. There you go. So that's how to ask questions. There's the instructions. Um, what is the best way to connect with new people? Um, the best way to add value to the transaction is be honest and say, look, Fred, Sarah, I am trying to, I'd like to join your company and I'd like to get your help with that. Here's what I have to offer. But I wouldn't hide it. And I would also be organized. Don't say, hey, I need, I've had people contact me on LinkedIn and they're like, so this is what I do. Can you tell me what job to apply for? And there's like 5,000 job posts at Amazon. Like, do the work and say, look, um, uh, do the work to know what job you want. Put in your homework. Don't throw the burden onto the person on LinkedIn. The way to add value on the transaction is to know about the company and make a simple ask that's easy for them to do as you're asking. Don't make a complicated, heavy lift, um, because people are usually willing to do you a simple favor. And if you're a stranger and you're asking for a lot, like the odds are going to do it are a lot lower. Um, Now, going back to what's the best way to connect with new people from a company? A lot of people on LinkedIn will accept any connection. The people who won't, you just reach out and say why you'd like to connect. And you be honest again. You be transparent and say, hey, I've got a lot of interest in Amazon. I'm an artist like you, or I went to the school that you went to, or I see we're both from Ohio, or whatever the hell your connection is. And then share it. Go ahead and see if they connect. Hopefully they will. Uh, and most companies have enough people that you can get a connection pretty quickly by reaching out. The other thing you can do is if you have a mutual connection, you can ask to be introduced. So I think LinkedIn had this functionality more in the past, but if you LinkedIn, you can figure out who's connected to the person. Like you have these mutual connections, you ask them to introduce you, and that works pretty well. All right. So those are the things I would do. How can you best add value? Keep it simple and make it easy. Now, for networking in general, you're looking for people you know and you're keeping in touch with them and you're saying intelligent things around them or helping them out with real work. And they will then be interested in being connected to you. Like it's a lot easier to ask your friends or acquaintances for favors than to ask strangers. So that's the most powerful way to network. Second, be known for something. So, for example, because I do the Easy Coach, I have a much bigger network. And probably, for example, all of you here in chat and many other people would be willing to help me because you feel I've helped you. And so there's a lot of things you can do, though. You can be a contributor in an open source community if you're an SDE, and then all the people in that community are more likely to help you. You can work at a charity. I often pointed out there was a guy at Amazon whose contribution, part of his contribution was he went to the local ski resorts and he got them to make Amazon like a corporate discount and he distributed those ski tickets. Well, as a result, I think he was super well loved at Amazon. And probably if he asked any of the people, they'd at least have been like, oh, yeah, you're the guy who gets me the discount ski tickets. I love you. And they'd be a lot more likely to help him. So if you're like this Machiavellian person who does nothing but take from your peers, getting help from them is going to be hard. If you've added some honest value to people, it's going to be